How's everybody doing? All right. Here we are again. My name's Jay. This is my dad, Barry. We're the Claywell Boys, and we're talking to you, as we have in the past, about good mental health. Um, my method, as we've discussed previously, is the keeping of a journal. Dad's method is stepping into and working your dreams. Um, the last couple of times I haven't been available, but I have paid attention. And Pops is talking to you about being good to yourself and sending yourself positive messages. And ultimately, that is the crux of it. That is exactly what we're doing. That is exactly what we're trying to encourage you to do. The keeping of the journal, for me, has always been about the messages that I send to myself and the dumping, if you will, of baggage that I might have picked up throughout the course of the day. Um, it's not even baggage, it's just trash. You know, if today was a bad day, not that very many there's not very many bad days, but today was not the best day. Maybe I'll process that out through the pages that I write this evening, whatever the case might be, and go from there. And if I can glean something positive, even out of the negative, then that's good for me. If today was a great day, why not hash it out? Why not prolong it a little, if you will, and really embrace and enjoy that which was positive or good or whatever word you want to use? So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be back. And I'm going to let Pops talk to you for a second.
Well, we're talking about Jay mentioned trash. And a word came to me during this last few days or so. The truth. What we want to do is be true to ourselves, which means, believe in yourself, be confident in yourself, encourage yourself. Has a lot to do with this journaling that Jay talks about. You can write to yourself, why am I not feeling so good? How are my relationships with my friends? How am I and my family getting along? And you can examine, and if you see it's not going so well, then that's an opportunity to step forward, take more charge of your life, and correct that and improve that. See, good mental health. I didn't quite know what I was talking about. Looked on the internet and there's a list. Get along with your friends, be productive on your job, be thoughtful of others, contribute into your community, whatever it might be, a bowling league, whatever. But those are the things that you're to be true to yourself. Now, I encourage you to have your dreams. I believe in that. You got your conscious self and your subconscious self. We have it in there. We know it's there. And so at night, your subconscious delivers dreams. Now, forever, we've been told that dreams aren't worth anything. But they are. They are part of us. We've heard through the millions and millions of years that we've evolved, we've become. Dreams have been there and encouraging, telling us to be prepared for what happens next. What if? What if this happens? What if that happens? And that's what dreams are all about. So, two dreams that I had, and I've talked to you about your dreams, but two dreams I had. One dream, it was about a fight. This one fellow in my dream, there I am looking at it. I'm watching it like you would a movie, and he's got a flamethrower. Fire is shooting out of this, and he's aiming at the other guy. And the other guy has a pistol. He's shooting at the other guy. Holy mackerel, what's going on? I don't know. That very same night, I had another dream, and here it is like at a book fair. I go up, I'm there, I walk up, and there's this person, a woman, she's saying, look at all these wonderful books we have here. And you should read them, and you should report on them. And that was the dream. Well, of course, I have no idea what those dreams mean until I get into my living room in the evening, maybe, quiet. I close my eyes and I step into the dream where the two guys are fighting. And I play the part. I'm shooting the flame. I'm shooting the gun. And the conclusion I had was that there are bad people out there, and that's just the way it is. And they are not interested at all in good mental health. I mean, just that's it. That's it. Now, on the other hand, what's all this book business? So I go and I act out that. And the message I get is there are a good many people, many, 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 that are quite satisfied with their lives. They have good careers. They're getting along just fine. They don't have any need for this dream business. But so the message I got was, hey, my audience is you. I took to it. I want you to take to it, and I want you to take advantage of your dreams, and I want you to tell your friends that they can too. Anybody that's interested now, there's people that aren't. That's the way it is. But if you are, give it a try. Try it a couple of times. I know you're going to be pleased with the result because you'll get a message. When I had those two dreams, as I've had all of them, I have no idea what they mean. What can it possibly mean when I've got, is it a movie I'm watching, some stupid movie? I mean, a foolish movie? But that's the point. Step into your dream. Close your eyes. You can just see it. There they are. There's the books. And it comes to you. You gather the information. Now, I'm going to be quiet for a minute and let Jay talk to you some more. Okay?
All right. Ultimately, what we're talking about, like we've said, and we reiterate as often as we can, because I think that's how people remember things, is that this is about you. This is about you taking care of you. And you, whether you realize it or not, are part of our audience. That's why we're doing this, so that we can reach out to you. And we don't even need to know who you are. However, that being said, what I'd like to see, if I could ask for it, please, is some feedback. If you're paying attention to what we're doing and you can see the benefit of it, let us know. Leave us a comment on the YouTube page where you find these videos, and we'll do our best to respond. We may even make any commentary or question that you might raise part of the next video. But what I'd like to see, and part of the reason I stepped out from in front of the camera, was to see if, it was Pop's message or my message or the combination of the two that would resonate better with all of you, right? And I have a message, and it is the same as Pop's. It's the same, whether you understand that at this moment or not. You will eventually. If you work your dreams, if you keep a journal, if you do both of these things in tandem, if you will, then you'll note that you'll start talking to yourself better. That inner critic that each one of us has, that all of us has, will be kinder to you, will be gentler with you, will not be so critical of you, and will help you more than it hurts you, more than it hinders you, more than it frustrates you, more than anything. You'll notice this, and it's almost a guarantee. It's almost a guarantee. If this is the kind of help that you need, and again, let's talk about what Pops talked about while I was away. One of the things he mentioned is that we are not mental health professionals, but we are guys that have sort of got ourselves wired. We know what we're about. We know how we think. We know how we feel. We know how to process problems, things like that. And we're not necessarily saying that you don't. That's not it at all. But we're saying these things might serve you, right? So let us know. Let us know, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it together, perhaps, as best we can, whether you're in Flint, Michigan, or whether you're in St. Louis, Missouri. Doesn't matter to us. We just want you to be okay. Right?
All right. So I am so positive about this dream business that I wrote a little book called Dream Therapy. Dream Therapy. And it's available at Rush Printing in Maryville, Missouri. And The thing is that we have gathered, Jay mentioned it, we've gathered negative information about, we've been told perhaps, somebody's told us, we've picked up trash, and we have it in our heads that we're not very good, we're not very smart, we're not good enough, any number of things, so that in the end, we have kind of a poor image of ourselves.
Right.
Well, our subconscious self is talking to us. It's like having a therapist, for a personal therapist, but it is only a tool. It is only a help. You've got to try and work very hard. You got to do it. I'm going to be in charge of my life. I'm going to make good decisions. I'm going to have good relationships with people that are positive. I'm not going to do dumb things that are not good for me. I'm not going to go and do foolish things with foolish friends. I'm going to have a good life, and that's what we want you to do. We want you to have a good life,
Right.
because it is there's so much pleasure out there in the world in just enjoying the universe that we've been given. It's a
Right.
gift.
Mm-hmm.
This life we have is a gift.
Right.
And it's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. And it's the only one you get. And I think that's what people forget. I think in my working life, one of the things that I've said to my clientele is that all we get are time and choices, and we never know how much time we have, ever.
That's true.
So that's what life is comprised of, if you ask me. Time and choices, right? So if that foolish friend, if that knucklehead friend is trying to convince you to do something that you don't want to do, he's not your friend. It's time to let him go. She's not your friend. It's time to let her go. Whatever the case might be, right? And that's part of it. That's part of this process. It's figuring out what's holding you back, how you're negatively perhaps talking to yourself, and how to shift gears, how to change that. And these are the two ways that both of us have found that work individually for each of us. I keep my journal every single day. I have rules regarding the journal, but you don't have to have the same rules. Pop says you work your dreams a certain way, and he knows more about that than I do. So I'll let him finish up by telling you a little bit more about it, and then we'll cut you loose.
Okay. I want you to imagine, it's easy. Close your eyes and imagine you're in the gymnasium where you went to school and you're playing volleyball. Well, there you are. You can see yourself doing it. All right, let's change it. Now you're out on the softball field. Close your eyes. You can see yourself batting. There you are. You're batting and they're pitching the ball. That's exactly how it is with a dream. That's exactly how it is with a dream. Close your eyes and see the dream. And there you are. There it is. And then act out the parts. Act out the parts. It won't take anything before you've got a message, and a positive one. That's the thing. Your mind will not mistreat you. Your mind will not scold you. Your mind will encourage you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you want.
Yep. Like we said, even the bad days aren't so bad. And the good days can be rehashed a little bit here and there with dream work and or with journal keeping. So this is why we do this, because we want to spread this message of positivity and encouragement. And like I said, we'd like some feedback. We'd like to know that you're out there and that you're paying attention. So we look forward to hearing from you, and we appreciate your attention and your time. And we'll see you next time, okay? All right, take care.
Say.